Well, let's talk now to Dr. Roxy Koll, who is a climate scientist at the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology. He joins me now. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor. Let me ask you, first of all, I mean, this obviously is an absolutely appalling time for these states. How common are occurrences like this, weather events like this?
Thanks, Mariam, for calling me on this discussion. Well, monsoon floods are common in India, but not at this scale. In fact, we had the rains which were kind of unprecedented. We had heavy to extreme rains for almost 7 days over some regions of the state. And in fact, one of the stations recorded rains of about 600 millimeter in just one day. And generally widespread rains of about 150 millimeter can cause floods. So this is a station where we have been measuring the rainfall for over a century. So the data there is to tell that this was an exceptional rain.
What do you think the future holds? Because obviously we're looking at these kind of events, they're becoming more common. What do you think the future holds, and how do you think the government response needs to be?
True that. Well, in fact, our research shows that there is a threefold rise in the number of extreme rainfall events and more than 50% increase in the number of cyclones. So the data is already there to show that this has already happened, and future projections also show that this is going to increase further. But in this case, the focus was on, generally we have the forecast and disaster management working well for the cities. But in this case, these rains happened, unprecedented rains happened over the hills and rural areas with the water flowing into the rivers and flooding downstream towns. And I should say that we were less prepared for this kind of event. So this means we need to have better monitoring and forecasting for this kind of rural areas as well, where there's a lot of damage of infrastructure and crops and farmlands as well. We need to disaster-proof our villages and farms, and also probably train local administration and public on how to respond to this kind of extreme weather events. This is the way forward.
Is there, discussion at higher levels within government and around government about climate change in India?
Well, yes, very much. We do have a national action plan on climate change. And also, the government has committed large in terms of reducing the carbon emissions as well. Well, in fact, in terms of renewable energy resources, there has been an improvement in terms of solar energy. Up to 35 gigawatts have been implemented. But still, we are lagging behind because the commitment was up to 100 gigawatts. So we need to do a lot of work.
Okay. Dr. Roxy Koll, it's been good to talk to you and to get your insights into what is a very important